My name is Nick Baer, and I am the owner of Baer Performance Nutrition, and we are in our warehouse right now, which is about 10,000 square feet, located about 20 minutes north of Austin, Texas. It took us about 7 years to get to this point. It's been a crazy journey and experience, and I'm here to share that story with you today. So the story begins in 2012, and this is when BPN was first born. So in 2012, I'm at college at the Indiana University of Pennsylvania out in Western PA studying nutrition, and I'm also on an ROTC scholarship. So I know that as soon as I finish college, I'm going into the Army. And here I am in my dorm room mixing up my own supplements. So I'm studying nutrition, but on the side, I have this active interest in the sports nutrition and dietary supplement industry. So I'm studying all this stuff on my own. And what I find is the supplement industry at the time was super saturated with products and companies using proprietary blends. At the time, I knew this was going on in the industry, so I started making my own supplements for me and my friends. So I'd buy these ingredients in bulk, I would mix them up in my dorm room, and I hand them out to friends and people that were working out at the gym at the local college. And I started creating my own pre-workout, my own amino acid supplements, stuff like that. And I got really involved in the supplement industry and what I was doing. This was the birth of BPN, the first pre-workout flight that we created, or I created, before working with contract manufacturers. And little did I know, 5 years after this point, I would spend every waking moment that wasn't spent in the military building this brand. Here we are, late 2012, and we started working with our first round of contract manufacturers. And of course, I found contract manufacturers that were CGMP certified and regulated by the FDA. But in late 2012, we had our first round of supplements, which was a pre-workout flight and an amino acid supplement called IntraFlight. We had things moving, and we were operating, and I was operating out of maybe a 500 square foot apartment in Western PA with about 5 other guys, but I had things moving. Fast forward to a quick year after that, as I'm trying to make this company work, I graduate college, I commissioned into the Army as an infantry officer, and I got shipped down to Fort Benning, Georgia to complete the infantry officer basic course, Ranger School, and Airborne School. While I'm in the field about 75% of the time, the company is still operating in Pennsylvania under the direct supervision of my brother and my father. And 2014 was the year that I moved from Fort Benning, Georgia to Fort Hood, Texas. It was my first duty assignment. And when I got to Fort Hood, Texas, I was the infantry platoon leader. And I didn't have any hobbies, or many hobbies at the time, other than trying to build my brand. So I started utilizing social media to our advantage. I started sharing my tips on training and nutrition and documenting the process of building my brand in my time as an infantry platoon leader. And with the use of social media, we started growing a community around not only my personal brand, but BPN, what we represented, what we were doing, and what we were trying to build within our brand in the community. And it started picking up a lot of traction and customers. This was BPN's break into the industry, and this is where we saw our initial growth. Now, the 3 years between 2014 and 2017 were pretty much a blur at this point. There was a lot going on, and there was a whole lot that happened. So when I was in Texas and as the infantry platoon leader, we quickly learned that our unit was going to South Korea for a 9-month rotation. And while I was in South Korea, I continued to document my entire process and share stories and things that I learned as an infantry platoon leader, as a member of the U.S. Army, building a brand, and my opinions and thoughts on training and nutrition. And while I was in South Korea, my brother Preston moved the company from Pennsylvania down to Texas. The company moved from operating out of a dorm room to a room in my parents' house, now to my 1,000 square foot house in Texas. And as I was returning back from South Korea, we're building the brand, my brother's in Texas, the company's in Texas. This was a turning point for BPN. And this was a big change for what was about to come. May 20th, 2017, I transitioned out of active duty military service and was now a civilian. And this was a big time in my life because as I was transitioning out of the military, we signed our first warehouse lease to move BPN out of just being shipped and distributed out of a room in a house to an actual warehouse space. And it was huge. It was a huge step for us. And it gave us the ability to grow and create new products and be innovative with what we were trying to accomplish and create. And at the time, we were in a niche as one of the leading and only supplement companies with a military audience, driven by military service. This was a huge time for us, and we went all in. We hit the ground running and worked non-stop to create and grow this brand that we are proud of today. And here we are today, in a 10,000 square foot facility located just 20 minutes north of Austin, Texas. We work with some of the best manufacturers in the United States, the top tier, and we're super proud to say that we have everything done still in the US. I'm super proud of the brand that we've created over the years, and to think back to where we first started, like mixing up my pre-workout supplements, to shipping our supplements out of my small college apartment, to moving into our first warehouse, to being here. It's been a crazy experience. We've met some amazing people. And to look back at the past couple years of what drives us to keep doing this, where the passion comes from. It's the people that are watching this, the customers, the consumers. We do this to help people with training and nutrition. It's why we still create content on a daily basis. It's why we're still sharing and documenting the process of everything we do and sharing the stories of other people that have made huge transformations. It's helping people every single day and every part of the year that makes us want to keep growing and driving to do what we do. And seeing the changes and the people that are motivated and the lives that are changed on the process, it's what makes this worth it. Everything I learned in the military has been directly correlated to running and growing a business. From honor and integrity to duty and selfless service. We built those values that I learned in the military into this company. BPN was established when I was in college, but it found its voice, it's found its passion, its reason why I was in the military. And today I'm super proud to say that BPN is one of the leading supplement companies in the world. And I can't wait to grow it with you guys.